from Pioneer Football League, and we're here at the Cardinal Hayes Youth Camp again. This is our third day, and today's a special day because we have former alumni who are actually players here at Cardinal Hayes and students who went on to greater things. Aside from going to universities and colleges, we have a couple of them that actually got into the NFL, and I have one of our greatest alumni here. Please introduce yourself, sir.
What's going on, everybody? It's Carly Taylor, graduated Hayes 2010, went to Southern Connecticut, played for the Giants, Cowboys, and then I took my talents to the Arena League this year.
Okay, so guess what? Again, this is all about the Cardinal Hayes tradition. Again, it's seldom that schools can actually call up their alumni and actually have them show up. And again, especially if they were in the NFL or have a pretty prominent career. So, just want to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, when you were a student at Cardinal Hayes, what was your experience like? If you can remember that far back.
I mean, yeah, definitely. It's crazy to even think that it was that far away because it felt like I was in here yesterday. I still remember everything, the culture. But Hayes is a brotherhood unlike any other school, in my opinion. Like, I done played from high school, college to the NFL. I never felt a closer bond with the coaches and the players as I did playing at Hayes. Man, it was a good, strong unit, and we suffered together. We all were similar with each other, so it was a stronger bond.
Okay, and so again, we have a lot of young people that are aspiring to either come to Cardinal Hayes at the beginning, and then hopefully, get drafted and go into the NFL. Is there any messages you could tell kids of what they could possibly do, academically or anything, to really just focus on, especially with all the PFL young guys out there? We've got a guy here who actually did what you guys are beginning to do now. So no one's better at giving you advice than a former NFL player. So can you talk to young guys about really what it takes to graduate from Hayes to college and then get into the NFL?
Yeah, it's something I call the sun and the moon. Now, you can't compare the two. When I say that, that means you never compare yourself to another person because the sun has its own time to shine and so does the moon. So you got to know when it's your time to shine. But in order to do that, you got to stay focused and dedicated to your craft. If you're really serious about what it is, then you know on the days off, that's when you work your hardest. Because that's when people in other places are working their hardest. So you're not only competing with the people around, you're competing with the people in other states and other countries, because at the end of the day, this football thing is a conglomerate of an international thing. So when you compete, always try to be the best you and be the best self. And once when you work on yourself, you'll get there. It'll build the confidence you need, and it'll take you where you need to go.
What's up, PFL Sports Center? My name is David Hernandez. Today I'm here at Cardinal Hayes Football Camp, and today I'm here with a former Cardinal Hayes legend and also NFL football player and arena football player, Claire Taylor. Nice to meet you, sir.
How you doing, brother?
So if you didn't know, he played defensive tackle out Southern Connecticut State. Played for the Cowboys and the Giants, playing arena football now. Was also a 2-year captain at Cardinal Hayes and also ran track and field. So I have a few questions about your experience at Cardinal Hayes and how that experience helped lead you to where you are today as a man and as a football player. So first, you played as 2-year captain at Cardinal Hayes and you ran track and field. How did track and field and being able to play other sports besides football help you become a better player?
I always believe being a multi-sport athlete helps you because you learn different dynamics from different sports. So if you see somebody that plays basketball might have a better lateral movement than the average person that never played basketball before. What track and field did was increase my explosiveness and my power, because a lot of the events that I did require short-term power, quick explosiveness. So that helped me on the field when it came to 5-yard, 10-yard versus getting off the ball and things of that nature.
So you also played at Cardinal Hayes, 2-year captain. How do you end up playing at Cardinal Hayes as a young man growing up?
It was difficult at first because I really didn't grasp the idea of football. It was new to me. We worked hard. I wasn't used to hard work, so a guy like myself, man, I'll be the first to tell you that, man. Hard work, sticking to it, man. I thank Coach Joe, I thank CJ for everything they did to me, man, because this was so far from my vision that they seen something in me that I didn't. And that's why you always got to listen to your coaches and follow your coaches and your parents, because they may see stuff in you that they didn't see. Football was never a part of my plan, man. I was really lazy. It took a lot. It took a lot into me. They had to beat me down, and it brought me up, man. So it's that good camaraderie and that grit that you need to get to the next level.
So one last question. If you could go back to when you were coming into Hayes as the man you are now, what would you tell your former self about what your future life had?
I'm going to tell them, keep your head up. It's going to be all right. And you got to do the hard things now so it can become easier through life. Don't always wait. If you try to take the easy way out, you're going to end up paying for it in the future. So do the tough stuff now so it becomes habit, and hard work becomes something natural to you.
I got one last question. So right now we have one of the biggest youth football leagues in the state of New York called the PFL, from ages 8 to 18, right? So when did you start playing football? At what age?
Like around 15, 16.
So how good would you think you are now if you started playing football at the age of 9?
Man, that would have been excellent. Like, I wish the PFL was around when I was around, because like having that, learning from a younger stage and being around the same people in a big community, it having 7,000 plus people, like that would have been great for me. And it's a good network. It would have been a great network, and I'd have been able to learn, travel in places, find different teams, and grow with different coaches and learn different things. So that would have been awesome. I definitely wish. So you kids are definitely blessed that you have this nice league to play in.
So thank you, PFL, for watching. My name is D. Hernandez. Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
No problem. Carleaf Taylor, go PFL. Much respect to PFL, and I appreciate what you guys are doing for the city and the youth.
So thank you, PFL, for watching. Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
No problem.
And I'll see you guys next time.
For a reason, everybody can be where I'm at or even in a better position. Always think of that when you're going through your hardest times. It always could be worse. Like, there's people that's dying to be in your position. I know people that they could go back in time and be in this camp and would do it. So don't take this for granted, man. This is a blessing. Like, I wish this was here. I got the awesome facility, awesome equipment and stuff. You got people like me, people like Earl, that's always coming back and kicking knowledge and stuff like that, man. So maybe this could be y'all in a few years as well. But also, these two things, man, work hard, beat everything that's going on, because this happens quick, man. Like, remember that. And these are the guys that helped me get to where I'm at. So definitely, like, y'all in a good place if y'all come here.
2 for Carleaf. 2 for Carleaf. There we go.
Gatorade, got thirsty.
Gatorade $4. What's up, Pioneer Elite Sports Center? My name is David Hernandez. Come back to you from day 3 of Cardinal Hayes football game today with another Hayes legend and former NFL player, Mr. Latson. Nice to meet you, sir. Right now, he's currently a teacher at Cardinal Hayes, but he also was undrafted free agent in 2014 by the Oakland Raiders and also played for the Cleveland Browns. But a little more backstory, Hayes, he was a team captain. He played as a senior here, all that. He was a basketball captain, led them to a championship as a team captain, but also found a way to incorporate other activities to his life, like student council and chess club. So I have a few questions about how you got to Hayes, how Hayes influenced you as a man and as a football player, and how that's helping you today.
Okay, to start from the beginning, I actually went to Atlantic Towns High School, and I met a couple of Hayes grads downtown one time at the gym. They offered me the opportunity to come to Hayes and play football, so I transferred in my sophomore year after Easter break. And my life's been forever blessed and changed since then. You know, the first time I played football was junior year here at Cardinal Hayes High School. It was definitely a learning curve, but football gave me discipline, it gave me structure, something that I needed in my life, especially being there in the South Bronx. But you know, it was a tool for me to get to college, because I wanted to accept nothing less. And from then on, I had the blessing and privilege to play in the NFL. And now I'm here living the second part of my dreams to get back to the kids here in the Bronx. Hopefully they have the same opportunity that I have.
So, as you know, Hayes is one of the top schools right now, top schools in New York City at what they do. So, how did the school, what makes it so much different from other schools? And why should students come to this school instead of others?
I tell you what, Cardinal Hayes is the gem of the Bronx. You know, the world has a perception of what it means to be from the South Bronx and what the South Bronx stands for. But here at Cardinal Hayes, we transform boys into men. And you know, we take any kid, any character, any walk of life, and just show them the map of how to be successful as an adult. You know, in other schools, you know, they don't deal with the same issues that our kids deal with, but I feel like that gives our kids more character. You know, character speaks to the man, and I think here at Hayes, they're great men.
So you've played on every single level, and now you're a teacher here. How do you implement what you learned as a professional into what you teach now to these other young men growing up?
Definitely, the most important thing for me is to teach these kids professionalism. You know, being held accountable for their actions, doing what you said you're going to do when you're going to do it, the mental aspect of the game. Because everything, you know, as you move up from high school to college, from college to NFL, yes, everybody gets bigger, stronger, faster. However, the game is 10 times more mental. So the kids can leave here with a good mental base. That's the best thing for them.
So the last question is, right now I'm part of the youth football league on the PFL where kids starting at 8 years old, even further back at 6. So you started playing football here as a junior, correct?
Yes.
So how would you think you'd be different as a player if you started playing football at 8, 9 years old?
If I played football at 8, 9, especially at the PFL, I think I'd have a great understanding of the fundamentals. You know, whereas I was 14, I had to learn the fundamentals of football, schematics of football, and how to move my body. When you start at such a young age, you kind of get those things so that when you get to high school, you're not so awkward. And I was a very gangly, awkward kid. I was 6'5", 275, but I had never played any sports before. So, you know, I was big, long, and athletic, but I didn't know how to use my body. You know, playing football at a young age can teach a kid how to use his body and grow into his body better, which is fundamental for growth.
Just having another follow-up question. So you didn't know Hayes already won the Catholic League Championship, but they made it to the state league championship and lost a little bit short. So after seeing that great growth spurt of this team, what are your expectations for this year as a coach?
My expectation is growth. How do we get better? You know, last year's team did a tremendous job of bouncing back from an 0-3 start. So my job now is to make sure my kids don't start so slow. You know, so we've been working really hard so that we can come out the gate fast, so we can continue to build up the success we had last year and reach even further goals this year.
So thank you, PL, for watching. Thank you, Mr. Latson. Thank you, Cardinal Hayes, for hosting this football camp, and I'll see you guys next time. Good afternoon, Pioneer Football League. My name is David Hernandez. Welcome to the PFL Sports Center. Today I'm here at Cardinal Hayes Football Camp, the last day, sadly, but today I'm here with two great men of Cardinal Hayes. You guys introduce yourself to the crowd.
Greg Joseph, assistant principal, in charge of athletics and enrollment management.
Suji James, I'm the strength and conditioning coach here at the high school. I have the pleasure of working with the amazing athletes we have here on campus.
So today I want to show you guys both sides of Cardinal Hayes and work ethic from both sides. A, getting into the school and being a hard worker in the classroom, but also being a hard worker on the field, showing both sides. So I'm talking to you, Mr. Joseph, first. What is the administrative process like getting into Cardinal Hayes? What do students have to be able to do to be a great student at Cardinal Hayes?
Well, getting into the school itself, you know, I'm going to say 90% of our students are taking the tax exam, which is the entrance and the exam given for all students interested in applying into Catholic high schools. And then that's the first time we're exposed to some of these students. We get their tax scores, then we get report cards. We look at behavior, we look at attendance, we look at everything. You know, here at Hayes, you know, we don't just want to evaluate a student on one exam. We want to see how he's performed academically throughout middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And attendance and behavior is just as important as how well he's doing academically.
So thank you. Mr. James, so you just started, you were just hired here a couple months ago at Cardinal Hayes. What has your impression been at Cardinal Hayes? You know you've been coached at Lehman College before, so how do you implement what you learned at Lehman to teaching these high schoolers at Cardinal Hayes?
First of all, the impression of the school here, like, the culture is just amazing. Like, it's really a family at every single corner, nook, and cranny of this building. Everyone's very much invested in the kids' success. The coaches, most of us don't leave until maybe 7:30 p.m. anytime. We're very much invested in love everyone in this building. As a strength and conditioning coach, I'm just here to, first off, make sure kids don't get hurt. I'm trying to make them more efficient and productive movers, right? So I'm trying to get kids injury prevention stuff. I'm trying to help kids move faster and trying to help kids get stronger. In addition to that, we're trying to work on just instilling the work ethic that you mentioned earlier. The weight room in itself, you get in what you put out, right? Or rather, you get out what you put in. And I just try to have, once kids walk to that gate and they step into that room, it's just really all about maximizing their time and just bringing it every day. You know, some days you may wake up, you're at 100%, other days you get 75, but it's your choice to come every single day and get all of that 175. And my job is just to do the best out of them time to step to the field or inside the gym.
So, Mr. Joseph, before you already listed the requirements to get into Cardinal Hayes, it may seem a little bit more dwelling on a lot of young high schoolers coming into. So, what would your message be to any young man that wants to join and become part of Cardinal Hayes?
For any student, first thing is I think sometimes, you know, there's a misconception of, you know, it's a Catholic private school and it's a, you know, a prestigious Catholic high school, so it's tough to get in, and that in itself is true, but don't stop. You know, I think it's important to me always when I go visit middle schools. I say, you know, you gotta apply. You know, you gotta take the exam. There's some students that I met at the beginning of the admissions process, and they sent in everything. I got recommendation letters, I got application letters, and they were persistent. And in that persistence, they got themselves a spot here at the school. So I think don't just shortchange yourself and think because Hayes is this prestigious high school that I can't get in. There's an opportunity here for everyone. As the admissions director, I've been the admissions director now for over 12 years. I've seen some outstanding students get into Hayes.
PFL Sports Center. My name is David Hernandez. Today I'm here at Cardinal Hayes football camp. But today another Cardinal Hayes legend and former NFL player, Stalin Coronet. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, sir.
He played defensive end in the NFL for the Vikings, Jaguars, and the Browns. Drafted by the Vikings in the 3rd round. But a little bit more about a backstory about him. At Hayes, he was a great, outstanding basketball player and football player, but turned down basketball player offers from Indiana and Penn State to play football at Boston College. And seems like it was a good choice. Now he's a Hayes legend here too. So welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Good to be back home.
I have a few questions about how you got into Hayes and how it developed you as a man and how you feel today about youth football. So first question is, how do you get into Hayes? How do you make it into youth football from a young age growing up in New York?
Well, football has always been a passion of mine. And, we live in the concrete jungle that we call New York City here. And as you see, there aren't that many football fields, right? More basketball courts than football fields in New York City. But for me, my passion, my heart was always gravitated to football. And with that was my passion for learning as well. And when you look at institutions of where a kid can go to high school here in New York City, Hayes was monumental for me and my family because my brothers had come to Cardinal Hayes prior to me, and I wanted to follow in their footsteps of going to a great school.
So, in your younger age, it's hard to make a choice between two different sports. You had to make a choice between football and basketball.
Yes.
How hard was that choice, and do you think that if you could go back, would you change that choice anyway?
That's a good question, and I have to say that football, I thought about football since I was probably a baby. Only Dominican wanted to do that, probably, right? And that being said, but basketball was fun because it also helped me stay in shape throughout my off season for football. And then when I started to see that I got some traction and I was getting better at basketball and coaches were coming, it made the decision tough, but my heart was always wanting to be on the football field between the stripes. Basketball was great, and it afforded me a lot of learning experiences and a great opportunity to meet the Penn State coach, to meet the Indiana coach. But ultimately, I had to follow my heart, and my heart was on the football field.
So you are the first ever Dominican football player ever drafted into the NFL.
Yes.
How much of an honor is that for you to be knowing that in the Dominican community you can be looked up as a role model as being the first NFL player that was Dominican into the league?
That's huge for me because, when I would go to the Dominican Republic on my summer breaks, all the sports I saw was baseball, right? And I was that kid that was like, ¿y el fútbol? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde anda la fútbol? And sure enough, my cousins were like, no, we play baseball here. Even to the point that they play with baseball caps, right? Bottle caps and little sticks that they get together because it's such an impoverished country. And for me, it was just to see that to be Dominican is proud, but then to be able to be the first Dominican in the NFL, there's a feeling that I can look at my mom and say, you know what, for the guidance that you gave me and what Pop gave me, you know what, to have that title is an honor. And it's one I don't take lightly at all.
So when did you start playing football from?
I started playing football around 6th, 7th grade. But, it was one of the things of here in New York City that we played football on the street, right? Like in between, sewers. That was the touchdown, sewer to sewer. That's how I knew it as. And for me, timeouts weren't like, hey, timeout, I'm tired. It was timeout, cars coming. And then, you come back on the football field and go on the street and you play. So it's one of those things where I learned how to play through my brothers. I learned through some of the friends in the neighborhood. And it wasn't until I got to Hayes that I started to play organized football.
So nowadays, we have this league called the Pioneer Football League that a lot of these players are part of. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest football leagues in the city of New York. So a lot of these kids start at ages of 8 playing football. And we even have this thing called the Sunshine Class where kids start from the age of 6. So how do you think playing at a younger age, like 8 or 9, would have changed how well of a player are today?
I think no matter, you're never too late to get into football, right? The kids that get in a little bit earlier may have a little bit of advantage, but the great thing about football is if you put your time in the off season, you can make up some of those gap differences just like that. So, it's great for the kids that get to it early, but if you're a freshman and you come into high school and you never play football, you can, within 3 years, pick up your game just like that, just by applying yourself and making sure you're dedicating to the craft.
So thank you, Mr. Stalin Coronet. Thank you, PFL, for watching. My name is David Hernandez, and I'll see you guys next time.
Outstanding.
I've also seen some students that necessarily didn't get it the strongest grades, but had great effort and came here and left as honor students and are off, pursuing their goals and dreams.
So, Mr. James, last question for you guys, I'm asking you guys both the same question. What's the message that you have for any young freshman coming into that has a little bit of problem with the sport, but he wants to get better in any way possible?
So I'll take that one first. I just genuinely think it goes back to what Coach Joseph just said in terms of effort. You can be the least talented person in the field, but I guarantee you at any point in your life, the hardest workers are the people who rise to the top. And you have a choice every single day you come in. You can either be lackluster or you can give your best performance possible. You should be performing every day like someone's watching. Because you may be inspiring the person next to you, or you may be fighting to get a spot at a prestigious school like our school.
So last question for both of you guys. What makes Cardinal Hayes a different Catholic school and a different school in general than other schools? And why should this be a #1 choice for any young man coming into the school?
So, I'm going to kind of answer both of your questions. So, the first question was, what would I tell a ninth grader coming in? Hayes, in the time that I've been here, has taken pride in developing talent. We're not the school that needs the greatest. We just want kids that are willing to work. I've seen student athletes come into this building that were overlooked and undersized, and by the time they made it through this journey, this 4-year journey, they walk out as Hazeman. Hazeman going off to Division I, Division II schools, meeting the academic requirements and being ready to take on the academic rigors in a college institution. I think that that's something that I speak to our coaches about. We take pride in the student athlete that isn't necessarily the greatest, but he's willing to work. And we have tremendous success stories for student athletes that are coming that way. And then your second question was?
It was why should Cardinal Hayes be the #1 choice?
Why should Cardinal Hayes be the #1 choice? I think that Cardinal Hayes should be, the #1 choice of any student chasing success, not only academically but athletically. For any student that is determined to meet their goal, I think Cardinal Hayes provides an environment. It provides a supportive community for those type of kids. If you are aspiring to be great, then this is the place for you.
I say with Hayes, I was walking on the 86th Street maybe 2 weeks ago. I had a gentleman, his papers across the street, just screaming for me, was at Hayes and on. He was like, up Hayes and all his little men. When you come into this school, you come into a family, you come into coaches, administrators, teachers, who all will do anything in their power to see you succeed. I just think it's really a special environment that you just don't get elsewhere. And when he says that we're really here about developing talent, developing young men who want to this world and change this world, we really mean that. I see it on a daily basis. And I just really hope that we are the choice. And I think we are the #1 choice in the Bronx.
So thank you, Mr. Joseph. Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you, Pierre, for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.